We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp mỗi cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo hạ môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Saranto Suchero Ye La Hudi San Miao San Puto Xie. Nam mô Tadakta Toya Daya La Hade Tamil Tambo Da Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom and thus come one true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Huy Đằng, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good known advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、六祖、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Lục Tổ, Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và các vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 12th of August 2023 and we're here at the Way Mountain Temple to continue discussing the last chapter here that we will discuss on the Sixth Patriarch Sutra. Second time we're discussing this chapter 6 and thank you all for coming. Last weekend, we talked extensively about the fivefold repentance from a layman's perspective, because last weekend we had a lot of new visitors to the temple and they weren't really versed about Buddhist concepts and so forth. So we spent a lot of time elaborating the meaning of the fivefold refuge for all of you. And I believe it's the first time I explained that way. Okay, so we're not going to go into that again because we need to move on. We have things to do, places to see, you know. So we are now on slide 27. Let's continue unless you have any questions. Okay, text. You should then study extensively, listen a great deal, recognize your original mind, and penetrate the teachings of all the Buddhas.
则须广学多闻，视自本心，达诸佛理。
Okay, 28, commentary. So after teaching us about the fivefold refuge, which means that the ones you can depend on, Those are your safety net. These are your safe places, your safe houses, if you will, your safe refuges. He concludes by saying, study expensively. It's not just enough to take refuge with the fivefold refuges, but you also need, for your own good, to study expensively, meaning that you keep an open mind. There's so much to learn. This applies to at all levels. Do not assume that you know everything. And therefore, if you have a chance to learn, learn. Okay? Don't say that, no, I'm a Chan person, I don't do Pure Land. Or someone might say, I'm a Pure Land person, I don't do Chan. No, I'm Korean, I don't learn about Vietnamese stuff. Or I'm a woman, I don't learn about manly things. Okay? Things like that. You need to keep an open mind. Okay? That's what expensively means. Learn, and learn. That's all. It makes you an interesting person. Don't be so narrow-minded. And in contrast, study expensively, meaning you spend the time to study. You don't take it casually. Questions about this? Right? Listen a great deal. Listening here to what? Listening, this refers to erudition in Buddhism, because Ananda listened a lot to the Buddha's sermons. He was always by the Buddha's side when the Buddha was preaching, giving sermons. So Ananda listened to his sermon expensively, a lot. And when the Buddha was not lecturing or speaking Dharma, he replayed. That back then is some Indian YouTube where the Buddha said, hey, you have some free time? Instead of wasting time, watch Indian YouTube. That's before it's known as YouTube, later now. Okay? So that means that listen a great deal. It means that listen to the Dharma. Okay? And we're not talking about just anything. Don't make the mistake of thinking you listen to anything. I've seen too many Buddhist disciples do that. They listen a lot. When I first started, I said, you should listen to the Dharma. So what they do, I noticed that they start listening to anything, to anyone. Okay? Especially the ones they know, the one they like. No, you listen to the patriarchs. You listen to the people who have wisdom, okay? Because that makes a huge difference. I remember when I first started as a novice, my teacher was dead already, so I had nothing, no one to ask. So all I had was his tapes, okay? His cassette tapes. They were still on tapes. And so we listened a lot to his tapes during lunch. And when I was working on my work hours, we were supposed to work 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, okay? Any kind of work around the temple. And so I would have a cassette player. There was no iPod back then even, okay? It was before iPods. I'm dating myself, okay? So listen to the cassette player, okay? And I had about 40 tapes there. I kept on playing over and over and over again. And that's all we had. And that's all. That's very useful actually. And now I see people listening to all sorts of junk on the internet, okay? And that's so damaging because you listen to junk, you're planting seeds worthless, really worthless seeds. So that's why be selective. Listen a great deal to the Dharma from the people with wisdom. So I was listening to these tapes, and one day I was listening to a cassette tape, a new one. I looked and listened and said, something is off. Okay? Something is very, very off. I couldn't understand why. I listened, I didn't like it. And then I couldn't understand. It didn't dawn on me at all. Why is it okay? As I said, something is just, I don't like this tape. And so one day I listened again to the same content, but this time it's by a nun, Heng Zhi, which is the senior nun, a disciple of Master YongHua. And Heng Zhi has some kung fu. And so when you listen to her tape, I say, wow, I like this. You see? So you listen not only to this content, but also to the person who reads it. That's very important as well. It makes a huge difference. So don't just listen to junk, also listen to who. And later, when I went into a Buddhist station reciting the Buddha's name, and the Taiwanese, praise the Lord, has a lot of tapes on reciting Buddha's name. Very musical, very beautiful, you know. And they have all these freebie things that they give out to you so that you could play them when someone is dead. You play them by the ears. You know that? The Taiwanese are weird. They would play the Buddha's name by the deceased person until they bury it. Okay? And it's very musical. It's very nice. It sounds real good. But after a while, after I came back, I went on I meditated by myself, and I came back, and I came back to civilization, and then I listened to those tapes again. I said, wow, this is so foul. I mean, it's so terrible thing. It sounds very musical. It's very well arranged with all the Dharma instruments and so forth. But it sounded terrible. It sounded so like, what is it? Someone swearing at me using the Buddha's name. So ever since, I don't listen to Taiwanese tapes anymore. Okay? So I don't recommend you listen to Taiwanese tapes either. Don't play it to the deceased unless you must. Yeah. It's best you play something from someone who has kung fu instead. Am I making myself clear? Don't give them junk. Okay? Definitely do not waste time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay? And so that's why listen a great deal to the proper Dharma and to the person who reads it for you is very important. So that's why preferably you have to listen to a great deal. If possible, listen to in Chinese to Great Master YongHua's original tapes. That's the best. Okay? I would highly recommend it. Okay? So learn Chinese. Do we have Chinese classes? We do. Okay. How about English classes? You don't have English classes? We need to change that. I need someone to teach them English. An English-speaking person, not an implant like me. We are fake. Okay? We are not real. Don't listen, I would never try to teach you English because I have an accent. Okay? So can we arrange to have people who are like native English speakers? Not even Hai Yun here. Hai Yun here English has a little bit of Korean accent. Agree? Okay? So can we arrange to have a English class for all the non-English speaking people? And we can rotate teachers so that they can hear the proper English. And you can say, class together. I go to supermarket. Buy Starbucks. Never mind. Got that? Can we do that? Huh? Anyone interested in helping the Sangha develop English speaking skills? Because like Jung, for example, in San Jose, he's been here like his entire life practically, and he still cannot speak English properly. We don't want that, do we? Huh? So we have some volunteers who have English accents. No English accent, I mean. Huh? Can we work on that, please? Huh? I need a few teachers so you can rotate so that they can listen to different intonations, different languages, different ways of speaking. Okay? And I need you. That's how I invest in your generation. I need you. If you want to develop skills and need to help make investments for your sake, English is very important because as we move around the world to propagate American Mahayana, I need all of you to be able to talk to them in English, okay? Explain the Dharma in English, okay? That is until we all need to learn to speak Chinese when the Chinese take over the world. With TikTok, you never know. Yes, 5.
Master, I was just thinking, yes, we should, language is a form of communication. All we want to do is know what each other are speaking about, but English has with it kind of a stupid language. Your first example, I go to the market, I go to supermarket. Well, technically, officially, in English, we would say, I go to the supermarket.
Yes.
But let me ask you, somebody's going to say, well, you don't say, I go to the Starbucks. You say, I go to Starbucks. So
Right.
why can't you say, I go to supermarket? Seems to me there's pretty much the same meaning.
Yeah. Would you like to know what Vietnamese is for I go supermarket?
Yes.
I sang chớ. I just made it up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just connect. Just talk. Talk with your heart. Okay? But it's much easier to the ears when you don't sound like Hai Yun. Because when she speaks, I say, repeat that. Okay? So it's important. I feel that, if I want to learn a language, I want to speak, have the proper pronunciation, if you will. So please, you native English speakers, help us out. Help our Sangha out, our people out. Lay people can learn too. It's open to everyone. But priority for the Sangha. Okay, that's part of your training that we making investments in. Okay, your English speaking skills. All right, because when your samadhi power is up there, then you can talk Dharma or read the sutras and so forth, or mantras and so forth. It makes a huge difference. Okay? Next, recognize your original mind. What is he talking about? He's talking about that you need to become enlightened. Excuse me? It's so violent. So the timing is right on. I wanted to say, that you should become enlightened. See, I got it. Okay, he cut me off. He said, "Wah!" It's right why I said the word enlightened. Yeah, cool. So thank you for the special effects. So he's saying, recognize your original mind. In the China world, it's called become enlightened. You need to become enlightened. Just because you take refuge, fivefold refuge, you have a safe place, It's designed to be a safe place so that you can safely become enlightened. Is that clear? We provide safety for you for purpose. We provide safety for you, not for you to be comfortable or have fun or go to restaurants. Okay? We provide an environment for you in order for you to recognize your original mind. Why? Because once you recognize your original mind, you will say, my gosh, all the crap Master gave me is well worth it. There you go. Perfect emphasis again. Got that? Okay? You won't regret it. You say, wow, I know why. Why they invested in me. Because it's so cool. Okay? So recognize your original mind should be foremost in all of us. Because that's what we are supposed to do. This is in other words, the meaning of life. However you do it, however path you take. Like I name you, Xian something, Hyun something, okay? That's because I'm telling you that's one of the paths you should be looking at, okay? Because it doesn't matter, however you do it, whatever pathways, whatever Dharma doors you use, you still need to recognize your original mind. Okay, once you recognize your original mind, then you are a real asset to the world. Whatever you do makes a difference. And it's helpful to others. It doesn't matter what you do. You will be of great assistance to the world. Please take it seriously. Because you matter. Shall we say it? Pale faces matter. Black lives matter, white lives matter, yellow lives matter. You matter. Okay? Recognize your original mind. That's why we're doing all this. And even after you recognize your original mind, you still want to penetrate the teachings of all Buddhas. Just because you become enlightened doesn't mean you can retire to the Bahamas. Okay? You should still penetrate the teachings of all Buddhas. Why all Buddhas? Each Buddha, that's right, each Buddha has his own specialty, so that the more you study them, the more versatile you have, the more weapons you have, the more skills you have. Okay? And then, why do you want to penetrate the teachings of all the Buddhas? Because if you penetrate the teaching of all Buddhas, then you enjoy it. The teaching of the Buddhas are fascinating. It's captivating. Okay? In the world, worldly people, they're impressed by the Renaissance man, the one who knows everything, knows a little bit about architecture, knows a little bit about engineering, knows a little bit about voodoos, knows a little bit about, geomancy, they know a little bit about, about mathematics and so forth. They know a little bit about everything. They know everything. And the worldly people recognize it as, he's a Renaissance man. He used to be the role model for mankind. But I'm telling you, if you learn about the teachings of all the Buddhas, you will be a super Renaissance man or woman. All right? Questions? It's cool. The teaching of Buddhas are fascinating, let me tell you. You know, like now our temples, following the footsteps of Master Hsuanhua's teachings. We are delving more and more into the Avatamsaka Sutra. That's the very high level of wisdom of the Buddhas, and it's fascinating. No? No. Okay. 29. You should merge light and welcome living creatures, and without the notion of self and other, arrive directly at Bodhi, the unchanging true nature.
和光皆物，无我无人，直至菩提，真性不异，明解脱之见相。
Chinese sounds good. Are you Chinese? Yeah, she's Taiwanese. Yeah. You see, you wanna sound like the original sound. Don't try to distort it. You know what I mean? Okay. Commentary slide 30. Merge light and welcome living creatures. What does it mean, merge light? 和光, 和 is the merge. Light, 光 is light. What does it mean, merge light? One text synonym. What is a merge light? Are you merging your light? Give him a microphone.
I don't know, Master.
What? One says, yes, Master. The other one says, I don't know, Master. What is the matter with you two? Anyone else? What does merge light mean? Chinese people, Chinese speaking people, what does 和光 mean? Happen. Chinese all say, oh, it's too early for me, it's too early for me. Yeah, Ivy said, I ate too much for lunch, I ate too much for lunch. Okay? What does 和光 mean? I can wait all day. I don't care. Don't you like it when you sit in full lotus? Doesn't it feel good when you lean back and say, ah. Yeah? What is the merge light? What do you think it means? What is it with you? You just sit there and say, oh, let's listen to Master. This is going to be fun today. No. You're supposed to join in, pitch in, and speak Dharma together. Come on, what's 和光 mean? What do you think it should mean? Okay, Jumi, what does 和光 mean? See, I ask, I got Buddhist principles. Everyone wants to raise your hand. I know, I know. But when I say simple things like merge light, they say, oh, doesn't sound very Buddhist. Yeah? What does it mean? 和光?
I don't know, Master.
Anyone who says, I don't know again, I will slap you on the face. Okay? Anyone what's 和光? Okay.
Does it mean to help other livings see other help other livings enlighten other living beings?
By merging?
Well, if one living being brings out the light of another living being,
it's unite. Merge is to unite. It doesn't bring out.
Okay. Well, then I don't know.
Okay, very good. Go for it. Thank you for trying.
And actually, my answer is very similar to that. So just mix in with the rest. Do not stand out. That's it.
Okay, very Chinese. Chinese He is that hide, right? Hide yourself. Jump into the crowd and no one notice you. Very Chinese. Yeah. Okay. That's because the culture is based on multi-generation dwelling, so that many generations live together and under the same roof, and they need to get along. In order to get along, you don't stand out. Okay? You get lost in a crowd. So Chinese. Indian too, by the way. Indian have many generations living like that. Okay, so Indians and Chinese should stick together. So what does Mercialite mean? Okay, don't stand out. Excellent. Okay. What else does it mean? Taiwanese version.
So there's a hint underneath on the
There is?
Yeah.
What?
saying that Bodhisattvas has its own brightness, so you should conceal
That's Chinese.
the lights, so to merge with the others.
Yeah, that's Chinese. I left the Chinese because I wanted to see how the Chinese think. But we are American. It's so Chinese, the thing you should hide it, and so that you can and so forth. Okay, no, that's too Buddhist, that's too Chinese. He Guang here is a concept. It's very important. We have light. You all emit light. Okay, why? Because you have samadhi power. When I say that you are second dhyana, for example, that means you can emit light. Okay? After second dhyana upward, you emit light. You see that? If you cannot emit light, take a hike. It's not for you. Yes.
Well, would it mean something like cultivate together and welcome other people to cultivate with us?
It's like this. It's very American. I like the concept of He Guang because, like, if you see how Americans behave, they say like try the one-upsmanship. Okay, you say you try to be better. You see, you try to stand out more than the other person. Draw attention to yourself. Sell yourself more so that you have much better chances of getting promoted. You know, this is American culture. So they're trying, always, constantly. Correct me if I'm wrong, trying to not merge alike because they want to stand out. They want to be better, to be noticed. Whereas He Guang here is to merge alike. You're one and the same. Meaning there's no, what? Tension. There's no resistance. There is no competition. You are in sync. You are in it together. Whatever it is, you together, you cooperate, you collaborate. You don't hide. You're supposed to merge your light, meaning you're supposed to contribute and blend in, which is contrary to the American culture, right? Am I wrong? Americans are just so selfish. So, I'm me. I'm number one. That's because they have no wisdom. They're so selfish. They're so destructive. You see, politicians, there's no He Guang. There's no merging of the light. They're only using each other instead of collaborating, instead of merging the light so that we can join forces for the common good. That's He Guang means. He is that, can you put down your individual differences so that you can merge together and work together? You collaborate, you cooperate. We all in this together. Okay? And that's the attitude. We're talking about attitude here, folks. We're not talking about how much money you make, what is your status position. It's about an attitude where when we are with others, we merge alike because we see it as togetherness. Especially for young people like you want to make a mark on for yourself. It's not what this is about. You make a better mark for yourself by 和光. See? All right? So 和光 is very important. Collaborate. You're all, it's the attitude. 和光 is the attitude. He said, I'm not fighting with you. I'm trying to help. That's all. We're not talking about asking, are you helping me? No. She's talking about you. If you are, if you are cultivating, you're supposed to 和光. The other people don't have the 和光. You're supposed to 和光 because you're more skilled, you have more wisdom. Therefore, you can 和光. Is that clear? It's not just 和光, but it requires skills and wisdom to 和光. Okay? 借物. That's the next two Chinese characters. What does 借物 mean? The Chinese have, these Chinese teaching from 6 patriarchs, incredible. This gives you tremendous insights to life, a meaningful life. 借物. Welcome living creatures. Good Lord. This person is so Chinese. Yeah? Taiwanese person.
So 接物 is a common term describing 待人处事, meaning how you treat people and interact with others.
How? Describe, please. We're not Chinese.
It just describes you should properly treat each other with the proper protocols.
Like what? The Taiwanese have their own protocols. The Chinese have their own protocols. The Malaysian have their own protocols, or what? What we're talking about?
Following the be in harmony, I guess. Following the Confucius way of.
Confucius, to the rescue!
We're taught, yeah.
I'm here to free you from Confucius' bonds and shackles. Okay, you Chinese people pay attention.
So it just describes the interactions between others.
And Korean too. Korean is so Confucian society. God, that's disgusting. God, you're too Confucian. This is a 21st century man and women. Huh? Liberate yourself. Down with Confucius. Repeat after me. Down with Confucius. What is it? Some sort of rebellion? Huh? Okay. I'll work on that. Keep thinking about it, okay? 借物. I'm going to explain 借物 from a perspective of Chan. Now, I don't care about what Confucius teaches you. Okay? I would teach you because I love the Chinese concept of 借物. I don't know what it means, but I look at it, I look at Chinese characters, and this is what it really means. Jie, okay, is to approach. Agree, disagree? Jie Yin is the Pure Land term where the Buddha, Jie Yin, the living being. Jie is approach and then lead them back. So I'm explaining to you from a Chan perspective, from a Pure Land perspective, from Mahayana perspective. Jie is you approach them. Not welcome. Welcome is wrong. Jie is to approach. In is lead them back. Okay? To say Jie is welcome is a wrong translation. It means this person does not understand the Pure Land Dharma or the Chan Dharma. Chan Dharma to Jie is to draw near. Okay? Very much like when two boats, remember in those movies when the pirate boat, they they come near your boat and they plant those hooks and they and then they climb over and kill you. That's jie. I'm sorry, I'm violent. I know that. I love violence. It's just nothing speaks as eloquently as it's like, here, take this. Okay? I hate you. That kind of thing. You don't even have to say, you just hit them. Anyway, chu jie here is you approach them. Versus you depressed people. What do you depressed people do? Exactly opposite. Leave me alone. Sounds familiar? Huh? Can you just leave me alone, please? Okay, that's an attitude of someone who's depressed. Okay? If you want to fight depression, same thing. Instead of saying, leave me alone, let me lie on my bed, I don't want to see you, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to see anyone, leave me alone, I order Uber Eats and so forth. Okay? No. You jie is you get up. You put on some clothes. Don't forget to put on some decent clothes. And jie, go to the store and jie someone. Go near someone. That's how you deal with depression. Don't listen to your impulse of leave me alone. I don't want to see anyone. You jie wu. You draw near others. Why? I'm not talking about you depressed people. I'm talking about why do people who cultivate Chan should jie wu? Because when you practice Chan, if you practice Master Huineng's Dharma, okay, you have some Kung Fu. So when you jie wu, when you go near others, they benefit from being close to you, being near you. That's all. That's all it takes. All you have to do is spend time with them. And they reap incredible benefits. Why? Okay, let me repeat. Why? Because in Buddhism, we teach by example. We don't talk. We act. We do. So the fact you approach others, you stay near them, you are showing them your true self through your behavior, through your talks. Okay? So it's not so much about, that's why jie wu here, if the Chinese look at it as a Confucian protocols and so forth, that's baloney. Jie wu here means that you are supposed to draw near others. so that they can benefit from your light, from your wisdom, from your goodness. Yes.
I think being around people also can make us more afflicted, which is a good thing when you want to cultivate.
Yeah, so we afflict them too. Quite often we afflict them. They feel threatened. They feel like jealous. They say, why are you so calm? Why are you so unruffled? Why are you so cool-headed? Why do women look at you constantly?
Well, they afflict us too. People afflict us too, which is good for us to point out our blind spots. Because when you're alone all the time, you can feel like you're perfect, you're good, especially, you know.
No, what we're talking about concept Jie Wu is that you have wisdom, you have the light, you have the samadhi, you have the goodness in your heart. So it's your job to draw near people so that they can also benefit from your good energy, your good vibes, if you will. The Americans call it good vibes. It feels good when I'm near you, and it calms them down, makes them less depressed, less anxious, less greedy, eventually. Okay? Don't overdo it. Hey, Brady, it's not wise to force yourself. If it hurts, stop. Okay? Because why? Because it takes you a lot longer to recover. You're not a spring chicken anymore. And therefore, you have to be very careful. I go very slow. As soon as it hurts, I stop. Okay? Don't overdo it. You regret it. Because once you wear out those cartilages, they cannot be regrown. Okay? All right. Is that clear? Jie Wu here is that I copied this from the Chinese dictionary, Buddhist dictionary, and they said the bodhisattvas hide the wisdom light. Okay, it has nothing to do with He Guang, and Jie Wu is to draw near. Okay, but the concept here is a lot, to me, a lot more advanced than just the way that the Chinese dictionaries, Buddhist dictionary put it. Because these people, they don't understand. That's why they put it this way. Okay? Actually, Jie Wu here is called teaching and yet not teaching. You show them. You teach by example. You show them how to talk, how to behave, how to sit, how to walk, and they pick it up. Just like that. In particular, children will absorb it. All right? Questions or comments? Yeah, I know what I mean, man. Okay? It's a cool thing. Jie Wu. Okay? Without the notion of self and others. Okay? This is so American, it is so modern days where people say, me, what's in it for me? Okay? And so how do you avoid having a notion of self and others? Anyone? I know it's early in Korea, so how do you avoid having a notion of self and others? By yes, 5.
By feeling the pain of others rather than your own.
Oh my God. You are a tough cookie. Or most people, when they feel that others are in pain, they run. I would run. If you are in pain, I run. They say, excuse me, I'll be right back. And I won't come back. Yeah? Anyone? Amazing in our temple in St. Goforth, there's a guy who and here so here is the Incredible Hulk. You are real characters. My God. I love America. We never see this in a Korean temple, Vietnamese temple, or Japanese temple. It's just, okay? That's what we call what? Freedom of speech. Freedom of suffering. Okay, so how do you replace the notion of self or others? By, very simple, focusing on the task of helping or benefiting others. You don't think of yourself. But then, what about others? Here, others means that not you. See what I mean? So, should we have more beans for you for lunch? Is it like you lack beans? How come you go like, ooh? Is it a diet thing? No? Okay. Look at that. People, it can be, you guys, you young people can be so passionate. It's so cool. Anyway, 无我无人 meaning don't discriminate. Okay, don't discriminate so much. Don't calculate. Don't be so calculating. Okay, and you stop being calculating by simply benefiting others. Your mindset is to benefit others. The Chinese don't say it. What bothers me is you keep on hearing this in the Buddhist teachings. 无我无人 meaning that no self, no others. Okay, I would like to replace it as just benefit others. 无人无我 is a concept. If you do benefit others, 利他, okay, instead of 无我无人, you say 利他 is that you benefit others. Okay, that's all you do. You benefit others. Then there's no more self naturally. Okay? Does it help? This is why I disagree with the Chinese teaching. Chinese teaching 无人无我无我无人 to me is inferior to 利他. Okay? Arrive directly at Bodhi, the unchanging true nature. Okay. 处住 Puti. First of all, the Chinese is much more precise than the English translation. 处 Puti. 处 here, this Chinese character here has a connotation of final destination. Okay. Meaning that your final destination must be Bodhi. Don't forget that. You may stop by Paris for Chanel No. 5 because it's cheaper there, I'm told. No? Oh, bye, Andres. Okay? You where was I? Oh, Chibuti. You arrive, okay? Your final destination, you can go to Paris, you can go to Copenhagen, you can go and make stops. But don't ever forget about your final destination. Chu is a final destination. And your final place for you is Bodhi. Nowhere else. You should also go for Bodhi. Okay? Chu. Meaning that to directly, meaning take the shortest path possible. It doesn't mean directly, okay? But quickly. Okay? Don't waste time. Don't zigzag. Don't go for detours. Okay? Don't get distracted. Chu here means don't get distracted. Take the shortest path possible. Chu is a mathematical concept, contrary to what before the Chinese realized it. Okay? Chu here refers to a straight line, meaning shortest path possible for you. Your path is not necessarily a straight line, but it's the shortest path for you. Is that clear? Chu puti, okay? Quickly arrive at Bodhi. Chân Xing Bu Yi says, when you arrive at, you become enlightened, then you will be back to your true nature, that is unchanging. Questions or comments? Meaning what? What's unchanging nature? Your true nature. What is it? Unchanging true nature. Your heart. What? What comments? Your heart is always good, will never change. You never hesitate again. Okay? If you have to choose between good and bad, you always choose good, because that's how your heart feels. You are pure goodness, and that will never change. How about pure evil? Why? Confucius didn't teach you about pure evil? Your true nature has always been pure goodness. It's never evil. Never. Any problems? You're saying, really? Is that me? Yeah, it's you. Your heart is capable of unlimited goodness. You don't have to be reminded you have unlimited goodness. When you're there, when you arrive at Bodhi and you realize that, oh my God, my heart is so good. You're not impressed. You want something more. Oh, is it made of gold? Is it Is it worth a lot of money? No. It's pure goodness. Okay? That will never change. 32. Good knowing advisors. The incense of these refuges infuses into each of you within. Do not seek outside.
善知识，此香各自内熏，莫向外觅。
Okay, 33, commentary. Okay, now, all these refuges, all the 5 parts of these refuges, okay, 香 here is Chinese original incense here comes from xiang here, and we learned from a previous session, xiang is actually a portion, these 5 portions. So don't be too confused about the word incense here. Okay, this basically says each of the 5-fold refuges will infuse into each of you within. Is that clear? I'll be honest with you. I first learned about 6 Patriarchs, incense bothered me. The translation of incense bothered me. Now I'm able to come back with you, revisit with you this last time here. I'm finally free of that guilt feeling. Well, I didn't understand incense, and I glossed over, and luckily for me, no one caught it. Now I repented. Please forgive me. Okay? So the incense here is just a portion. Okay, incense here refers to fun, meaning that part or portion. Okay, so these 5 refuges, each of them infuses to you inside. Okay, so this refers to very much like incense. Okay, they use the analogy. He used the analogy of incense, where incense very much like smoking. Anyone does smoked beef jerky? I am sorry, I have to use a non-vegetarian thing because the vegetarian beef jerky is terrible. I know the Koreans love it. The Koreans say, "Oh, Master, when you come to Korea, bring more beef jerky for us." And no matter how many I bring, they're all gone in a matter of days. Okay? The Koreans are crazy about vegetarian beef jerky. Nay? You better be careful. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, I'm not bringing beef jerky anymore. Look at that. They're all quiet. Okay? So it's like smoking beef, smoking barbecue. So you burn these wood chips. Okay? And the wood chips, when you burn them, the smoke there comes up to the chamber, and then envelops the meat, and that's how xun means. That's how it is smoked into the meat itself, becomes part of the meat. So far, so good. And so the incense or the flavor seeps in, okay, in and becomes you. Okay, and that's why he says that these refuges, if the incense here is analogy for the great benefits of these refuges will permeate you into you. Okay, so meaning that if you take these 5-fold refuges, okay, and live within these 5 refuges, rely on these 5 refuges, okay, the benefits will gradually permeate into your nature. Meaning right now, you kind of need to take a shower regularly. You know what I mean? Okay? And with the incense here, you don't have to take showers often. Okay? Because it permeates you. And yeah, now you're fragrant. Okay? Your body is fragrant. Okay? So in other words, the refuges actually are infusing into your nature. Okay? And makes it desirable. Okay? And therefore, he says, do not seek outside. Okay? So it's 2 separate things. It's not the same. First of all, realize that when you take the 5-fold refuges, okay, the goodness permeates your nature. It's very beautiful. The imagery, he says, you take the 5-fold refuge I taught you, all the good things will naturally permeate you. Okay? All right? And it don't have to be, you can be Confucian, you could be non-Buddhist, doesn't matter. The 5-fold refuges are not about Buddhism. It's about the refuges you can depend on for your own good, for your own elevation, okay, for your own liberation. And you do that, they permeate your nature naturally, okay? And finally, he says, do not seek outside. What does it mean, do not seek outside? Do not try to get satisfaction from external things. Do not try to go outside to seek, to look for answers, to fulfill your needs. Everything can be found inside of you. So what is he referring to? What does he mean, not to seek outside? Why do you seek? Why are you seeking? What do you seek, first of all? Give me an example. What do you seek? For?
Money.
Why?
Because I like it.
How do you seek money?
Working.
Okay. That requires more work. Yes, 5.
Seeking adulation and positive comments.
That's you?
That seeking outside would include seeking outside, looking for comments. And
I'm not talking about others. I'm more interested in hearing, what do you seek? That's my original question. What do you seek?
the approval of others.
The approval of others. Okay, very good. Anyone else? Can we hear from the sleepy Koreans? What do Koreans seek? Nothing? Nothing. Yes, 3. What do Vietnamese seek?
I don't know what others, but recently I just found I think sometimes I just seek entertainings because sometimes I just browsing on Netflix or YouTube just to see something interesting to watch, and then I think that's just part of me just seeking for.
So
entertaining. And then deep down, I think it's because somewhat feeling unsatisfactory with the situation. So I'm just seeking outside.
Excellent. Okay. The reason you seek outside is because you're not happy inside. If you're happy inside, you're not going to seek outside. Does it make sense? If you're so happy inside, why would you seek outside? You seek outside because you cannot find it inside. So far, so good? Now, what is he teaching? He says, if you seek outside, what's going to happen? What's going to happen if you seek outside? Somebody's telling you, don't do that. No, seek outside. What happens when you seek outside? What's he saying? Do not seek outside. He's basically telling us, whatever you find from the outside will not make you happy. Will not. You seek for food outside, food will not make you happy. If you seek entertainment outside, will Netflix make you happy? I don't know about you. I see Netflix, I say, why are there so many foreign movies? Low budget movies. They have so many movies, whether it's from India, from Philippines, from so forth. Am I correct? Have you noticed that? Very cheap. Very cheap movies. And there's a difference in standards between foreign movies versus American movies. The movie making industry here is so advanced, okay, so artistic, so advanced that you can see a difference right away. So you see, I don't know about Tang, but I am unhappy with Netflix selection. When I look for entertainment, I'm disappointed. Okay? Again confirms the fact that you seek outside, you will not be happy. It doesn't matter. So, which begs the question, if you don't seek outside, what do? You stay inside, yes? You seek inside? Or what? Would that make you happy? You think Buddhism is something like, don't seek outside, welcome living beings, directly go to Bodhi. It's all like, sounds so good, right? But they don't know what they're talking about. And that's what happens to the Chinese Buddhist disciples, the Asian Buddhist disciples. They use these jargons. They don't know what they're talking about. And they never ask themselves, what does it mean? 借物, welcome living beings? Why do you have to welcome living beings? Are you crazy? I don't like any of them. I hate them. If you don't seek outside, does it mean you seek inside? Yes, 5.
I feel when I'm happy or blissful, I want to share it with people. Outside, inside, it doesn't matter. But if I feel positive and joyful with life, that's something that I want to share with others. supposedly to help their lives be the same.
That's fine. That's great. That's clarified. Let's be clear about the premise here. You seek outside because you're in need of something. That's why you're seeking. Seeking have a connotation because you're lacking. That's what you're seeking. Yes, Asian person.
We have a comment and a question on YouTube. The comment from T.S. Chappello. The notion of self and others disappear in samadhi. And a question from Cordelia. Master, at what level after we experience emptiness that we can get close to love, hate, to see it more clearly, to further develop wisdom?
At all levels, you should get close to love and hate. At all levels, you have different perspectives of love and hate. Why is it important? Because you have to deal with people at all levels. Okay? All right. And enter samadhi, no self, no others. That's correct. At a certain kind of samadhi level. Okay? But that's from Hinayana perspective. I'm teaching you Wu Ren Wu Wo, no self, no others. No notion of self and others from a perspective of Mahayana. Okay? All right. So you seek because you're in need. You're looking, you want something, that's why you seek. So if you don't seek outside, what are you supposed to do? Must be tough for you. All these such a simple lines that people gloss over and Master have to beat it to death. I can wait. I still have 10 more minutes. Somebody moved. Go forth. See, I can remain unmoved as long as I need to. A person moved. Let's see who moved.
Hello, Master.
Oh, it's her who moved.
So we kind of not seeking, instead of seeking outside, it looks like we're seeking inside, but it's actually not. We just go back inside and quiet.
And then do what? You go back inside, you say, I'm going back inside. And then
It's
what?
like,
The Americans gonna ask you that, you go back inside and then?
it's like our safety net, like retreat center.
You go back inside. It sounds like you're depressed. I'm not going out. I'm gonna stay on my bed. I'm not, Mommy, don't open the door to my room, please. This is my place. I'm inside.
No, it's not physically inside.
Okay, it's not physical inside, so it's mental inside.
You still go out. You still go out, but your
You still go out. Aren't you seeking outside? Make up your mind.
No, you still go out, but your focus is more like pull back inside.
The Vietnamese are very imaginative. They can twist words around. Okay, anyone else? Huh? Anyone? Okay, Chinese to the rescue.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Are we supposed to look inside and improve ourselves?
Where is inside?
What's the question?
You just said if we all look inside. So I asked you, where is inside? Is that inside the room? The lady before you said, no, it's not my room at all. Actually, I go out to a restaurant. Then I ask her, is that out or in? Go ahead, and let's talk it over.
Can I continue?
Absolutely.
So it's more like you focus more on yourself. You listen to yourself to see what's going on with you.
That sounds so depressing. What's going on with me? I don't like it.
Well, to me,
Why am I like this? Huh? What's so good about it? Yes, 3.
I think I have maybe 2 ways of thinking about this. The first is one of the principle Master YongHua said about is no seeking. But the second thing, I also think that in terms of me, like after I'm browsing Netflix and there's nothing there to see.
What do you do then?
I just turn on.
You turn on Amazon Video?
No, I'm turn on Master Dharma talks, and I think.
Oh, YouTube.
Yes, and I think that's one is you can seek for good knowing advisor wisdom to return to yourself.
But isn't it seeking outside? You're still looking at YouTube.
Yes, but
You're still seeking outside, no?
Yes, but this time is for wisdom.
But that's an exception. Then why do you say do not seek outside except for Master YongHua YouTube channel?
Because I don't know other place to go.
Okay, all right. Anyone else? Isn't it funny? A simple line, do not seek outside. No one can explain it to me. And someone even yawning. Oh my God! I mean, can we move on, please? Huh? What is not seeking outside? And how do you not seek outside? All of a sudden today, Xianan is so quiet. Is she sleeping or what? Usually when I ask Dharma questions, you know, can I say something? Not today. Huh? What not to seek outside? How do you not seek outside? First of all, I have 3 minutes, 2.5 actually. So I speak very fast. Okay? The seeking, he says, if you must seek, don't seek outside. He doesn't say, do not seek. Is that clear? Okay? If you must seek, seek inside. Okay? Because inside means, seek inside means meditate. means using your inner wisdom to solve your problems. That's all it says. That's all it means. Okay? So the earlier comments, I'm not happy with Netflix foreign movies, so I switch on American Master YongHua YouTube channel. Is it seeking outside or seeking inside?
It's still outside, Master.
Is it outside or inside? The Korean say, I'm glad I don't understand English. Yes. 4.
I think it's both, because you're supposed to have a good knowing visor, because if you only seeked inside, then you'd get totally screwed up, which is why we have a going knowing advisor on the outside to tell you.
Excellent. Okay. If you look inside, you meditate, you still cannot find answers, then you can go to the outside. The outside happens to be a special kind of outside where you seek out the people who have wisdom. Okay? Don't take things literally. Master Huineng doesn't mean it to be absolute. He says, first of all, if you're trying to find a solution, look inside of yourself. Meaning, let's say you are angry. And Lord knows why. And you, instead of blaming, you're seeking outside, I am angry because it's your fault. You insulted me. Yeah? You didn't give me a knife when you give me a big piece of fruit. Now I can't eat. Okay? And so forth. So what happens is that seeking outside is that you using outside of you as an excuse for your affliction. So instead of blaming others, you look inside. You say, why am I afflicted? What makes me afflicted? That's what he's talking about. Okay? You seek a solution inside. Stop blaming others. Don't say it's because he's stupid. He doesn't behave properly. Therefore, it's okay for me to belittle him, to yell at him. No, it's not. A monk, for example, is not supposed to make anyone else afflicted. No one. That's our precepts. Precept says, in the morning we said, I vow not to afflict anyone else. Every day. The true cultivators in China, they do that. I will not afflict living beings today. I didn't teach you that because you're American. You don't need to learn Chinese dharmas. Okay? But you real true cultivator, one day you realize why. You're not supposed to afflict beings. Doesn't matter if they're wrong, you cannot afflict them. So that's what happens to you, mentally sick people. You afflicted, immediately you say, it's her fault. So that's what he meant by seeking outside for an excuse, for a solution, for an explanation. Instead, you should say, I'm afflicted, okay? It's no one's fault, it's but my own. So I need to look at myself. Why am I afflicted? Instead of blaming others, to seek outside. Is that clear? We should not take these teachings literally. It's about problem solving. If you're afflicted and you can't help yourself, you're going crazy, don't blame others. Stop blaming others because that's seeking outside. Do we understand each other? Nothing wrong with you going out there and flip through Netflix channel or for a documentary on whatever. It's perfectly okay. Okay, because they have the knowledge there. They talk about history of World War II. It's right there. It's perfectly okay for you to look at it. Okay? He's not saying you can't do that. He's talking about the case when you're afflicted. When you have a problem, especially when you're so afflicted, stop blaming others. But it's nothing wrong with you picking up a book and say, let me learn about mathematics, let me learn about psychology, let me learn about history. That's perfectly okay. Do we understand each other? Don't go outside, don't seek outside, don't go outside and use others as an excuse for your affliction. Is that clear? You have a craving for food. Don't say that it's because of Master. He does not give me the food I want every day for lunch. Thank you. Finally, I got a chance to tell you that. Got that? Okay? Stop blaming others for your affliction. Do not seek outside. That's what he's talking about. Okay? And so, you should look at yourself, why am I afflicted? Why am I angry? And look at how you tend to blame your wife for your affliction. Okay? It's wrong of you. It's not her fault. It's your fault you're afflicted. You chose to be afflicted. She didn't make you afflicted. She's just being her annoying self, lovely self. Okay? So, stop abusing others because you're afflicted. Look inside. Why am I afflicted? The solution is here, inside of you. You cannot look at from outside. You will not find solution why you're afflicted from your wife, from your daughter, from your parent. It's inside of you. You chose to be afflicted. And the solution is only by looking at yourself. Why you chose to be afflicted. Do we understand each other? It's not my fault. It's no one's fault. It's your fault. You chose to be afflicted. All right? Does it help? And this is amazing on how these teachings are so profound and yet it's so misunderstood. You all read it like, I should not go outside. No, let's not look at Netflix. No, let's not look at dictionary. No, let's not look at YongHua channel on YouTube. I just free advertising. YongHua channel, please subscribe. Got that? Okay, but if browsing a dictionary, looking up information online helps you understand why you're afflicted, by all means. But don't blame others. Don't use others as an excuse for your shortcomings. If you have a problem, you have shortcomings, you have flaws, it's your fault, no one else's. That's what he means. Stop blaming others for your misery, for your afflictions. Okay? Thank you, everyone. We stop here today.